G'day folks, Richard here. I just wanted to show off the Lumio Handbook. You might have seen it. Alana did a talk about it at OSOS, and we've just put the talk in here actually. And we shared it around the internet a couple of weeks ago and got a huge amount of attention. Turns out that people really love this kind of practical content about how we work. From how do we do strategy to what tools, communications tools do we use, and how do they all fit together. This sort of content's really, really valuable on the web, as you can see by our traffic graph. 13,000 people, 13,000 different people saw the book in the last month. So a lot of attention on that Lumio Handbook. And so that seeing that spike renewed my enthusiasm for handbooks. And so this last sprint, Susan and I had a crack at the Inspiral Handbook, which is now in a relatively tidy state. It's worth checking out again. We've got rid of most of the empty or half-finished pages and fleshed them out, and we've tidied up the structure so it's in a logical setup. And so the structure that I went with in the end is we've got the agreements, which are the legislation that governs the group. And my vision for these agreements is that over time we can actually refactor them to the point where they're all just a few bullet points each, in the same way as you see the stewardship agreement is a few bullet points, and then the rest of the detail about how we implement the stewardship agreement is in the stewarding guide. So guides is the next section, and the idea is that a guide is very easy to change. Anyone can make a change to a guide because it's just an implementation detail, whereas the agreements are very heavy to change. And then we've got some stuff about the foundation and our constitutions in here, a little bit of information about the board, Catalyst, what we do, comms and ops people, what they do. Obviously, there's a lot of interesting stuff we do at Inspiral about money, so that's a whole section. And then there's information about each of the ventures down here. The handbook is now spruced up to a point where it's worth sharing, and it's really a great place to contribute. If you're looking for something useful to do around Inspiral, get in touch with me and I'll show you how you can keep contributing to the handbook to make it an ever-increasing, wonderful land of useful content. And I thought I'd have a look at the numbers over here too, and on the handbook we've had 2,500 people have seen it in the last month, so it is starting to get some attention too. So I think it's a really great social impact to be able to demonstrate how we can run an organization without a boss. And I think it's also likely to lead to a financial impact because it's going to become a really strong referrer for all of our ventures. So that's me. Get in touch if you want to play along with the handbook stuff. Ciao.